Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back to my channel. I'm Real King, and I'm back at it again, y'all. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about basically what I have been up to the past week and a half. As you guys already know, I had about a week or week and a half off from work, and that kind of sucked because that's money that I was not able to basically to earn. And on top of that, we were supposed to be getting 2 days extra upon us coming back to work the following week. We were supposed to be getting about 2 days worth of training for total of 10 hours, which would have helped on that last week's paycheck. But that did not happen. So that really sucked. On top of that, I went ahead and I, took back that gimbal that I was using that wasn't working. So in my mind, that gave me some extra money. So what I chose to do was, I went and after I did that, I went to the cigar shop and I bought about $56 worth of cigars, which was something I was not expecting to do. At the most, I was expecting possibly to get about 2 cheaper cigars, and that was about it, because I already knew that 2 days, later, I was going to be getting in the mail my five cigars from the monthly subscription that I have subscribed to for the whole company. So that was already in my mind, but I went against that anyways, which was not good. On top of that, I spent about $30-something on needless junk food that I went through in like 2 days. So that definitely wasn't good. That's a bunch of money wasted, which I could have actually saved or used for something more longer lasting or beneficial. I could have actually bought myself some upgrades to my bike that would have been cheaper. I could have bought me pedals that would have been like $6, and some handlebar grips that would have been about like $6-7. I could have actually did some upgrades to my bike that has longevity to it and value to me, and I still would have saved myself money a lot. But I wasn't thinking at that time as clearly as I should have. So on the other hand of things, what I did do that was productive was I went ahead and I found a few different YouTube groups for Thailand expat. Is it expats? Yeah. And I asked a question about, hey, if I can't exactly remember how I posed the question. I think I said something about like, if I get a visa and it runs out, can I apply for another one that has a longer stay to it? Something to that effect. And so I got a response back, and then the guy was like, it was a guy, and he was telling me basically to get the DTV visa. And I actually in that question was like saying that I didn't want to get that one, or something to that effect. So it kind of was like, why did you say that when that's when why was that in that response? So, and then they went and was talking about, well, you can't live, in Thailand or something like that, which is like really crazy. And so I was like, well, that's kind of weird. I said, well, because there's a lot of people that I know that moved from the US to Thailand, especially that are all over YouTube. I said, they're living there, they have homes and, all this and that. And they're not, on any specific, some of them have the DTV, but a lot of them don't. And that was that. So, but I was being proactive in my search and in my, as far as getting information and staying relevant and, motivated for, and focused really, for me to be going on this traveling, adventure. So that was what I wanted to do. And then I got a nice surprise. I got a great surprise, or like I like to call it, a blessing. And what that was there's a YouTuber traveler that also is from the States, America. And she did her solo travel to Thailand, and she hasn't been out there that long. I think it's been under a year or something like that. But it was a brand new video. It was actually after a few days after I had posed that question on the Facebook group, and she was doing some Q&As, I think, like that, because a lot of people had been commenting, to her about different things. And so one of the comments that she was, or one of the things that she was clearing up, which a lot of people wanted to know, was exactly my question to dang near T. So she answered it. So basically she was like, look, she was telling us about her apartment, $300 some odd. It's dumb cheap. So she was also saying, okay, well, I came out here with, I believe it's called a tourist visa, which gives you 60 days, plus you can renew for another 30 days. So it's a total of 3 months or 90 days. Okay. Now, what she also said, which again was part of my question, was what she's doing is she's applying for, which gives her longer stay, is the visa for, I don't know the exact name of it, I'm gonna have to look it up. But basically, if you are going there for like, to take like a course or something like that, like the food course, or like is it Muay Thai or something like that? It's certain types of specific things that they're there for, like teaching and learning. That is how you can apply that. That visa allows you to stay longer. And so, so that's what I needed to know. Cause I'm like, these people are there and they're like, how are they, purchasing and renting condos and apartments if they're not all there for the same thing? They're not all there, doing the same stuff. So the DTV visa doesn't make sense for all these people. And I don't hear them ever talking about that as well. So that was really cool, because that really lifted a big burden off my shoulders. Cause I'm like, I don't know which way I gotta go, because with the DTV, you have to save up you have to have at least $15,000 in your bank account for 3 months. And I have to have proof of that. And at the time and that is not something that I couldn't do, but I wouldn't be able to have that amount by the time I'm wanting to leave. I would probably have that amount maybe around the same time next year. And that's all because of the job I have, the hours that I work. Now, can I have that saved up if I had another second job or other income? Of course, but I don't want to have a second job, because with my schedule the way it is, it does allow me to be able to do the things that are necessary for my health and the things that I need to do. Like, for example, I have 2 weekdays off and then 2 weekends off. Well, the one weekend is really all to my Shabbat, which is today. Okay, so that doesn't really count. And then the weekdays are for doctor's visits. Okay, so I need to do physical therapy for my knee, and I need a weekday to be able to do that. So therefore, a Thursday or Friday works for that. Also, okay, so my other day is for, again, doctor's visits. If I need to go get a checkup or whatever the case may be, I need at least 2 weekdays to do that. You know what I'm saying? So one would be committed towards or for, physical therapy. One can go for, doctor's visits or going grocery shopping or anything like that. So having 2 weekdays for me with my life and my schedule, it works really good, because I don't really have the Saturday available. It's off limits because of my Shabbat, and then Sunday's there, but that's kind of like a time where I am, winding down and getting ready for the work week. So I don't really count that one per se as a full day to really be doing anything. So that's why I prefer my work schedule the way it is. Now, there will be a time where, things will be a lot easier. And I think after this next week, or maybe in about a month, because actually, in the month of August, there's going to be 2 weeks where we're going to not really have much work. I don't know if it's going to be reduced hours or if it's going to be a reduced schedule, but that's to come, and they haven't told us yet. So that's something that I got to keep in mind. But my main thing on that one, as long as I'll be okay, as long as I can at least be able to have a little bit extra, more than I had extra last paycheck, over, beyond my rent. You know what I'm saying? So that's my main thing, because I don't want to have to dip into what I've already had to have saved to do anything and stuff like that. That's where I get kind of backed up, and I have to keep going to the plasma place, and I don't want to have to do that. So my main goal is to not have to go, you know, donate plasma, because I hate needles. So that's what I'm trying to work on. So I did a really good thing yesterday. I went ahead and got me some groceries, and I did smart grocery shopping. I bought fruit, and I just bought the things that I needed. I already had food here, so I didn't need to buy more than what I already had. I have plenty of dinner stuff, so I didn't need to buy dinner things. Well, I kind of needed to get a little bit more dinner stuff, but the stuff that I have for dinner can also act as stuff for my lunches for work, which is like, burritos that I bought. So I had a thing of eggs, which can act as two things, breakfast and lunch, because I can use those eggs to make scrambled eggs for breakfast, or for my work week, I can use those to make, breakfast burritos. And then I can also boil about 3 to 4 eggs for the week, and use that as for egg salad sandwiches. So that's a 2-for-1 type thing, and it saves money. And that way I can kind of mix up my, my taste buds to not only just be eating, sandwiches every week, or, cold cereal every week for breakfast and stuff like that. I can kind of mix stuff up, which is really good. And that's a way for me to save money by just knowing, what I can, things that can stretch. Tuna fish, or like I like to have salmon, so that's something that stretches, and I can do many things with that. So that's a way for me to be able to, kind of cut down the cost of me spending money for groceries and stuff like that. So I did way better with that this week. I didn't buy any, junk food, no sweets. I cut that out. It's just not healthy for me, especially at my age and stuff like that. So I got like, just healthy stuff. I don't need to go into details. That's kind of doesn't matter. But anyways, so I did that differently, and I'm glad about that. So that's basically what I've been up to, guys. It's kind of like, trying to figure things out, getting my mind kind of more focused and back on track. Because after, the week of my birthday, and then right after that, I got kind of complacent, a little lazy, and I, kind of paid for it, and that wasn't good, not good at all. So, but I'm back on track, and that's the main thing, is I recognized my situation that wasn't too good, and I figured out a way to get, to fix it and stuff. So I'm doing good. And so I'm going to be, like I said, focused on my channel and getting things, more presentable and enjoyable for my viewers out there, because I'm trying to help my channel grow, and make content that is enjoyable for y'all to see, and hopefully for y'all to be able to learn something from. With that being said, guys, that's all I have for today. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, so that way y'all are notified when I'm uploading my videos. And yeah, I'm Real King, and I'm back at it again, y'all. Y'all have a good one.